How's it going, everyone? And welcome to another episode of Top 5 Saturdays Live. I forgot the intro music on my computer, but that's okay because, it's nice to do something different and something abrupt, right? So welcome to another episode of this fantastic show. I'm Chase Lee with my co-host,
Brian Suffield.
That's fucking right. And as Brian takes a sip of his water, I will tell you guys that before we begin, if you want to listen to an audio-only version of this podcast and you are watching on YouTube, link will be in the description below. And if you're listening on Spreaker and you want a video version, link will be in the description below. So if you are new to the show, welcome. What we do is we take a movie coming out on the weekend and we will focus on an actor, director, genre, what have you, and we will make a top 5 list according to that subject. Now, we've done plenty in the past. We've done actors, actresses, directors, genres, sequels, threequels. We've done it all. And so another cool thing about the show is that it's live, so we have no idea what the hell is going to come out of our mouths, and we don't know each other's lists. That's what makes it really, really fun. So, Brian, before we get into our today's show, how are you doing today?
I'm good. I just saw a shitty movie, though, but I'm excited to talk about Charlize Theron.
Oh, gee, I wonder which one it was. Does it involve Charlize Theron? Yes,
absolutely.
Yes, it does. I'm sure that will be in the dishonorable mentions later on. So, yeah, what we'll do is we'll go from 5 to 1, and then we'll have some honorable mentions, some dishonorable mentions, and then we'll talk about next week's episode. So, Brian, would you like to introduce the subject for this week?
Well, Chase just said the name. We're honoring Charlize Theron with The Huntsman Winter's War coming out. We decided to honor her. I would have wanted to honor Jessica Chastain, but Charlize Theron has more films. I would honor Jessica Chastain in a heartbeat because she's my babe, but we're on Charlize Theron. Now, I haven't seen as many films of hers, but I've seen a decent amount. I will say that she is an incredible talent. She's great with pretty much any genre, fantasy, drama, comedy. She's very good at comedy, action. She's pretty much done the film in every kind of possible genre. So yeah, I'm excited to honor her, but it's kind of upsetting considering I haven't seen a huge amount of her films. We only honored one actress so far. Before, right? Didn't we only do one actress before Charlize?
Something like that.
Oh, Kate Winslet we did. But
yeah.
See, there was more of her films than this one. So yeah, Charlize, I'm excited to talk about her.
Yeah, no, she's always like a great talent no matter what she's in. It's like what Brian said. She has done literally everything. I'm looking at my list right now. Yeah, they pretty much touch on 4 different genres, and she's just one of those actresses that could be in anything, and she elevates it to whatever links you want to stretch it out to. And the thing is, like, she's starting to become more and more prevalent, especially since Mad Max Fury Road. And I'm not going to lie, the one thing I'm looking forward to her next is Fast and Furious 8, because why not? It's gonna be great. So yeah, we're gonna do Charlize Theron, and it's gonna be a pretty interesting episode. So I have to say before we even begin, I have not seen her Oscar win movie. I have not seen Monster, so I know it's not gonna be on there, but that's okay. I still think my list is pretty solid with some pretty solid hits. So even if she's not like the best thing about the movie, I like the movies in general enough to where I would like to talk about them. So with that being said, let's do it. Number 5, Brian, let me ask you the question. What is your number 5 favorite Charlize Theron film of all time?
My number 5 is a film that I think a lot of people are very polarized about when I think about it. My number 5 is Hancock. And the thing is, this is my bottom 2 are kind of BS because I haven't seen him in a very long time. I enjoyed Hancock when I saw it. It's Will Smith, Peter Berg doing a film together. I think it's a pretty entertaining film, and I think Will Smith carries the film. I mean, he's just a kind of drunk superhero, and it was something different for the superhero genre, if you consider it a superhero film. What made me put it on here is Charlize's character. If you've seen the movie, there's some interesting twists towards her character. And I'm not going to spoil it just in case no one has seen the movie. But, I mean, the movie has been out now for almost 10 years. So, I mean, I don't want to spoil it, but there's some interesting twists behind her character. I enjoyed the film for what it is. It's not great by any means, but it's not horrible. It's not one of Peter Berg's best films. I still think Friday Night Lights, The Rundown, and Lone Survivor are his best films. but this is a interesting film in his catalog. So yeah, Hancock is my number 5. I just don't really love it, but I don't mind it for what it is.
You know what's really interesting about Hancock is it came out the same year as Iron Man and The Dark Knight. So kind of like the resurgence of Batman to the best movie of the trilogy, and then the start of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. They were able to squeeze in another superhero movie, which is interesting because that means 3 came out that year, and people complain about this year with 6. But I digress. But yeah, Hancock. I say Hancock. That'd be a fucking terrible superhero name. No, it's a good, entertaining movie. And it's got to be one of the PG-13 movies that has the word asshole like sputtered out like a bunch of times. Hancock is called an asshole like a lot, and that's all I remember. But I do remember sitting in the theater, enjoying myself, and it was a different take on the superhero genre. It was about just a normal guy that was a drunk and didn't know how to really handle his powers, and he was always just, thinking he's the high and mighty, all-being god of planet Earth, but in reality, he was just a homeless drunk. So, no, it was an interesting take, and I wouldn't actually mind seeing a Hancock too. Since we're in the superhero craze, why not? So that's a good number 5. Good number 5. My number 5, I went with one I saw. Oh shit, what was it? Last year? I think it was last year, and I enjoyed it for what it was. I gave it like a C. I think it's a solid thriller. It's very predictable, but the thing is, even though it's kind of got like that Lifetime feel to it, Charlize Theron kicks ass in it, and she definitely carries the movie. And that was the first movie I've seen in quite a long time with her as the lead carrying the movie. I'm going with Dark Places. Now, is it the best movie? No, it's not. I think it's relatively an average Oxygen or Lifetime Network type of movie you watch on a Tuesday afternoon while playing Scrabble. But it's still entertaining, and it's still a really cool kind of dark thriller because it's adapted from the book of the same name that's also done by the woman who wrote Gone Girl, the book and the movie. So it is based off of her material. It's kind of got like that dark girl. I mixed the two, a Gone Girl type of flavor. And is it done as masterpiece as Gone Girl? No, it's not. But I thought it was a really solid thriller about a specific murder that happens in her family and stuff, and who's innocent, who's guilty type of deal. So it's a fun little time if you like those type of thrillers. But she's really good in the movie. That is the one thing I did praise about. So Brian, have you finally seen Dark Places yet, or is that just a movie you're just like fuck no, I'm gonna move on with my life?
I'm like I don't know. I feel like if I watch it, I'll compare it a lot to Gone Girl. I'm worried that that's something that's going to happen. Same offer. Well, I'll see it eventually, but as of right now, I'm just like,
I mean, like I said, it's just an average movie, so it's not like anything you have to see. But if it ever comes on, just give it a watch. Yeah. So that is my number 5. So moving on to number 4, Brian, what do we got?
I'm going with a film I saw like 2 months ago. I'm going with The Road, and I liked the film for what it was. I don't remember it too well, which is kind of upsetting because there's been too many movies I've seen within the last 2 months. And to me, this is more Viggo Mortensen's movie, but for what Charlize did, she played his wife, right?
Mm-hmm.
She did very good, and it's a very interesting movie. It was based on a Cormac McCarthy novel. He's the guy who wrote the No Country for Old Men novel, and then of course he wrote The Atrocious Counselor, which was just exactly that reaction. There we go. It's a very well done film, like very well directed. The post-apocalyptic feel is just incredible. I'm more into post-apocalyptic stuff right now, and it had a nice scope to it. Viggo Mortensen, I thought, gave a truly tremendous performance in this film. He's always great to watch on screen. I mean, you watch him in Lord of the Rings, History of Violence. The guy's an amazing talent. And I honestly think he was snubbed. I think he should have gotten a little more award reception. I thought he was really excellent in this film. But Charlize did a very good job. I will give her that. The Road, it's an underrated film. Definitely check it out. It kind of had the same vibe as that Guy Pearce, Robert Pattinson film, but which I forgot because I haven't seen it from the looks of it. So The Road, pretty good film.
Was she the wife? Because I looked at because I thought that was correct, but I'm looking at her the IMDb credit, and I forgot that this whole movie has no names, and they're all just man, woman, boy. So I can't remember if she was or not, but
yeah, on Wikipedia it says Charlize Theron as woman, the man's wife.
Oh, okay. So okay, she is. But I'm a pass on that one. I might talk about that one a little later. So yeah, that's a good pick. The Road. It's a good one. It's a good one. All right. So my number 4. I'm gonna go with Prometheus. Here we go, motherfuckers. I every chance I want to bring this up, I will bring it up because I don't understand the fucking hate for this movie. Brian, do you understand the hate?
No.
Why? I don't understand why this movie gets as much flack as it does. It's a really good, intense sci-fi type of thriller. It's amazing. Now, listen, is it perfect? No. There's a couple scenes, i.e., the scientists that want to touch that fucking alien snake scene. There's a couple things like that where I'm just like, okay, not really for me. But for the overall scope, it feels like Ridley Scott really got back into that kind of like alien world a little bit. I love the cast: Noomi Rapace, Idris Elba, Logan Marshall Green, who's excellent in The Invitation, by the way, came out this year. Check it out. That is one of my favorite movies of the year so far. And of course, Charlize Theron and then Michael Fassbender. Can't forget about the Fast Man. No, it's got a great cast, great visuals. The practical and CGI in this is just outstanding. Like, holy shit. I still remember watching this in the theater. This isn't a spoiler or anything, but there's a surgery scene. Oh, God. And I've had surgery on my stomach before, so, like, watching that, I cringed a little bit. But I won't tell you what happens. But it's a really just good sci-fi thriller that has such a great atmosphere and tone to it. And I just love the set locations of the green screen. I guess the design of the movie, it looks really authentic, and it's got that science fiction feel to it. That's just really great. So I don't understand the flack for it. To be honest with you, I love it a lot. Actually, I own it on Blu-ray, and I'm actually looking forward to Alien Covenant. Don't like the title, but I am looking forward to it because it is going to be the direct sequel to this movie, and I've been waiting since 2012 for this shit. So, yeah, I can't wait for that. But Prometheus is a really good one, man. And the thing with Charlize Theron's character, you don't know what she is. And still to this day, when you watch the movie, you'll know if she's human or not. And that's what's kind of interesting about the movie. Now, a lot of people complain about, oh, yeah, there's a lot of unanswered shit. That doesn't bother me because if they fucking answer it in the sequel, that's fine with me. Now, listen, I'm totally with you. If they drag it out on the sequel again and they don't answer anything, then I'll be like, okay, you're right. But as far as leaving everything, a lot of questions unanswered and stuff, I'm okay with that because at least it provides that sense of mystery that you want to go into the sequel for, and it doesn't ruin your experience. So does that make me fucking crazy for wanting to be surprised? I guess so. So Prometheus is a really good one. She is not the main character, but she does add her awesome acting chops to this great, amazing cast. So Prometheus is my number 4. Brian, would you like to talk about this one?
I like it a lot. I want to see it again super badly. Like you, I'm excited for Alien Covenant. Not the best title, but, I'm excited simply because you know how much I love The Martian, so I'm excited now for pretty much anything that Ridley Scott directs. So, I mean, that's already sold. But no, I don't get the flack either for the Prometheus. I mean, it has a good rating on Rotten Tomatoes. That's like a 75. That's a good rating. But the audience just seems to be very bleh about it. And I don't know why. I mean, is it as good as the original Alien? Of course not. But it's still like a very well done film. And yeah, Charlize's character, you don't know if she's good or bad. You don't know. And the funny thing is, the summer this came out, the week before this came out, the Snow White and the Huntsman came out. So this was a double threat for Charlize. Yeah, Snow White and the Huntsman's an okay film. She was great in it. And then she did this, the good film. great performance. So, I mean, yeah, I like Prometheus a lot. I do want to watch it again before Alien Covenant comes out next year. So, yeah, Prometheus, I like it a lot. That's a good choice.
What did that come out in 2012? I thought it came out in 2013.
What, Huntsman?
Yeah.
No, 2012.
Hold on, folks. Yeah, 2012. Shit, I thought it was only 3 years ago. I can't believe it was 4 years ago. That's crazy. Wow. Damn, time is flying by, guys. I am getting old. All right, so that is my number 4 pick. So Brian, back to you, number 3.
Furiosa. Mad Max Fury Road is my number 3. Now, I know I gave this film a super high grade. I gave it an A+ when I first saw it. I gotta be honest, my love for it has gone down just a tiny bit, but I still think it's a damn excellent film. For what it did, it is probably the best visual film of this decade so far. I mean, the use of practical is just insane. George Miller, you're like old as fuck, but man, you made the film like you're a 26-year-old person. Like, it's insane. And Furiosa was a fantastic character that no one could have played like Charlize Theron. I remember when I saw the images when they were first released of Charlize Theron being bald. First, I couldn't control the laughter. I'm like, I don't want. First of all, I'm like, ha! Look at you, bald. I'm like, I don't want to see you bald. You're beautiful with your long, luscious blonde hair. But she still looked hot as Furiosa in my eyes. She did, at least, and she was great. I would have want. Honestly, it's more of her movie than Max, and her chemistry with Tom Hardy is great, and with all the other women, it's fantastic. Her character just has such an interesting story, and I haven't seen the film fully since it came out. I've seen bits and pieces of it since then, but the last time I saw the film fully was on its opening day, May 15, 2015. Yeah, how do I remember that? I'm good with my release dates. So, yeah, Mad Max Fury Road, excellent film. Furiosa, fantastic character. I really hope that she does come back for another Mad Max film. Supposedly she said she isn't. I'm upset by that. I just hope we see more of Furiosa because she was tied with Rey, the best female action character of last year. So yeah, Mad Max Fury Road, great film, my number 3. I know it's probably higher on everyone else's list in the entire world, but for me, it's my number 3.
Yeah, I'll pass on it. That's a good pick. But I'm totally with your sentiment, and I'll explain myself when I get to it. But as far as my number 3 goes, I'm gonna go with The Road. Now, I've said this once, and I'll say it again. I think this is the best Cormac McCarthy adaptation we've ever had. And yes, I'm talking even above the Coen brothers and the No Country for Old Men adaptation. I think The Road is really great. I'm really into like depressing, post-apocalyptic, dreary films. I love that shit. I thrive off of it. Am I messed up a little bit? Yeah, probably, but sue me. So The Road is really good. Viggo Mortensen and Cody Smith-McPhee, like they have a great chemistry as father and son, just making it through this shitty world. It looks so dreary and gray, and it's really depressing. When Charlize Theron comes on screen, she really delivers it. And make no mistake about it, when I get to my number 2 pick, I'll say the same thing. But Charlize Theron is a gorgeous woman. So when she's playing like in these post-apocalyptic movies, and she's even brought down with dirt on her face and stuff, she still looks attractive. But with The Road, she does fit inside that world, not only because she's a great actress, but she does look the part too. So it does work out. But The Road is a really depressing film with this relationship of the father and son, and it's really good, guys. It is, like I said, it is my favorite. No Country for Old Men, it's fine. It is what it is. Javier Bardem is, he is that movie for sure. The Road is really good, and then The Counselor can go suck a big pile of dicks because that is an awful movie. I don't care if you back it up or not, but my opinion is it sucks huge, and I don't understand why anyone could like that big pile of mess. So that is my number 3, is The Road. Yeah, there's no reason to ask Brian because that is his number 4. So with that being said, let's go to number 2. Brian, take it away.
My number 2 is Young Adult.
Okay.
Jason Reitman, Thank You for Smoking, Juno, and Up in the Air. All 3 fantastic films. So what was his follow-up? This comedy with Charlize Theron in probably the funniest role that she's ever done. Now, I'll say this right off the bat. I don't think this movie's like incredible by any means. I don't think it's one of Jason Reitman's best films. I still think Up in the Air is the best film he's ever done. But this one, is a really good addition to it. It reunited him with Diablo Cody, who wrote Juno. She won the Oscar for that. And Charlize, she's incredible here. Like, honestly, I thought she should have gotten an Oscar nomination for this. This is the most different role that she's ever done in the history of mankind. She's never done a comedy like this before. Now, granted, is this a full-on comedy? No, there's some dramatic elements to it. But her character has a very interesting story. And, you know, like, I haven't seen the film in forever, but I just really like the dynamic of her character, and I don't think anyone else could play the role like Charlize. I feel like all the roles that Charlize has played, I feel like she's the best one to play these roles. I'm being completely honest. It's just my opinion. Like I said, no one could have played Furiosa like Charlize. No one could have played, honestly, the Queen in Snow White like Charlize Theron, although that's a role for anyone, but she brought so much layers to that role. And, like, for this character in Young Adult, she's just, you feel for her, but at the same time, you're like, she's kind of a bitch. And under the direction of Jason Reitman, she pulls it off very well. And I hear that those three are going to be working together again. Her, Jason Reitman, and Diablo Cody. I'm excited to see it. I think it's a movie about motherhood. Jason Reitman has kind of been going lately. Like, Labor Day was not that good of a film. I still haven't seen Men, Women, and Children, so I can't comment on that, but I didn't hear many good things about it. But no, Young Adult, definitely a film you should go see specifically for Charlize. She really just blew me away in this film. I really thought she should have gotten an Oscar nomination for this, personally. That's it.
Okay. That's a pretty good pick. I'll pass on that one as well. It seems like Brian and I pretty much have like the same list, except his is all shifted downward, which I have no fucking clue why, and mine are in the correct spots. My number 2, I'm going to go with Mad Max. And now I am not the biggest advocate for this movie. I'm really not. And I like the movie quite a bit, and I think it does deserve all the Oscar wins that it actually won, which, you know, are sound design, editing, costume, and what was a few more?
It didn't win visuals, which was very shocking. Yeah, both sounds.
That's 2.
Editing, so that's 3.
It won 6. Costume. Hey,
I think it won production design.
Production. Okay, that's 5. What was the other one?
I don't know. I'll have to look that up.
Anyways, it just definitely deserves those wins. It is gorgeous, and I love the contrast of the rich colors of the sand and the cars and the violence mixed in with this kind of like post-apocalyptic kind of chaotic world. It's kind of beautiful and chaotic at the same time. And Brian's right. It's not Mad Max's movie. It is Furiosa's movie. And I've said this from my review of Mad Max, and I'll say it again here. I don't think Tom Hardy's Mad Max. I think he's pulling a Don Draper, and I think he stole the identity of Mad Max. It's a weird theory, but that's the way I'm rocking, only because when you watch the movie, yes, he doesn't speak that much, but like he never really, I don't know, he just doesn't seem like a Mad Max type of guy. When they kept addressing him, he just didn't look like, it'd be like, oh yes, I'm Mad Max type of deal. It's like, yeah, I've got you type of deal. So I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. I probably am, but I don't think Tom Hardy is Mad Max whatsoever. But as far as Furiosa goes, she's strong, she's badass, and she just has so much to her character that you learn throughout the movie. That's what makes her so deeply layered. And because she talks, and Tom Hardy does not, even though there is a lot going on there, the thing is with hers is that she's got this tough exterior, but deep inside, you know that there's this really strong emotional core that's easy for us as an audience member to get attached to. So that's what I really like about her character. And once again, you put her in dirt and you shave her head, and she doesn't even have like her right arm on her. She's still hot. It's like, Charlize, you can do whatever you want and you will still look gorgeous. So, yeah, she is just great in the movie. It's a great action film. It is essentially just a car chase from start to finish, but it is an exciting one at that. It's a very good film, and her character is definitely the one that you want to go see it for, even though it's called Mad Max Fury Road. So that's my number 2. So going into our number 1, I'm really fucking curious as to what the fuck Brian put on his list, because I think my number 1, besides Monster, because I've not seen it, is the quintessential one that she has done. So Brian, What the hell is your number one favorite Charlize Theron film of all time?
You just said it. Monster is my number one Charlize Theron film.
Okay, so you actually saw it.
I have seen it.
Okay,
That is correct.
I did not. Okay.
All right, here we go. This is her Oscar-winning performance. This is the scariest role that she's ever done. This is definitely the most different role that she's ever done. She has no eyebrows. She's like fat. This character is terrifying. Is so unrecognizable. I remember I saw this film like 4 years ago. I remember I saw a picture of Charlize Theron, and I'm like, who the hell is that? That is not Charlize Theron. I heard her voice. I'm like, yeah, it sounds like Charlize Theron, but I'm like, there's no way that's Charlize Theron. Whoever did the makeup, you're a fucking king or queen. You are like the bomb. She is marvelous here. She definitely deserved the Oscar. Her as a murderer, I think she raped children. I don't really remember. She's also a lesbian. Her chemistry with what the hell is her? Christina Ricci is unbelievable. Like I could buy them as a couple. And Charlize, I could just see her playing this kind of character, and no one could have played this role as well as her. Like, I'm serious. Like, this is a role that was meant for Charlize Theron. And the woman that directed this, Patty Jenkins, she's helming the Wonder Woman movie. And when Michelle McLaren, the woman who directed many episodes of Breaking Bad, left, I was upset. But when they announced Patty Jenkins, I'm like, okay, this is actually very good because this woman did direct Charlize Theron towards her first Oscar. So, I mean, that's saying something. But Monster is a haunting film. It's not easy to watch. I was going to rewatch it, but then again, I was really terrified to watch it. There were a lot of movies I was watching this week. Like, I just watched Purple Rain for the first time last night with Prince, rest in peace. And Monster, fucking great film. I would also say that the performances are probably better than the film itself, but it's still a damn good film that shouldn't be missed because of Charlize Theron's performance alone. Check it out. If you want to see all these Oscar-winning performances, this is one that you definitely should not miss because it is one of the best female performances of this century so far. I would rank it in like the top 10. I'm being serious. Like, this is a very, very dedicated, intelligent, heartbreaking, terrifying, rich in performance that no one should miss. Monster, my number one. Chase, check it out as soon as you can.
I definitely will. This is insane. Okay, so you know how like when a movie comes out and you're supposed to have it released closer to Oscar time, that way it's more in people's eyes and consideration?
Yeah.
Without looking it up, Brian, guess when Monster came out?
April.
No.
August.
No.
July.
Nope.
June.
Nope.
March.
Nope.
February.
Nope.
January?
January 30th.
What?
2004. That is fucking insane. That means she beat everyone for an entire year and no one could step up to her. That is awesome. Because, you know, like people are like, when movies get released earlier on in the year, they're like, oh, it's not going to make it. Oh, this movie is a testament to that. That's insane. So, yeah, it says January 30th, 2004. Wow. Wow. Yeah, it was limited January 9th, but then like January 30th. Oh, wait, never mind. Oh, that's okay, it pulled an American Sniper. Never mind. It was released limited December 26, 2003, limited January 9th, and then wide January 30th. So it was in contention for the 2003 Oscars. But the thing is, that means it was released January 30th, like a month before the Oscars, and people still said that she was the best one. That's crazy. So never mind. I got my info wrong. I apologize. But I have not seen Monster yet, and I do wish to see it eventually sometime in my life. Because you're right. I remember when I watched the trailers or saw any like promotional art for it. Dude, she looked gross. She did, and it's not because she had no eyebrows. She was dirty, and she plays a prostitute, like a real life prostitute. So I'm not a fan of prostitutes whatsoever, because they do not appeal to me. But she just does not look well. She does not look like a type of person we want to go walk up to. So, all right. So, your number one is Monster, rightfully so. She won the Oscar for it. My number one, because I have not seen Monster, is Young Adult. I remember when I saw this movie. Oh, let me go back for a second. The first movie I ever saw of Charlize Theron in it was Mighty Joe Young. You guys remember that fucking gorilla movie? Of course you don't. All right. So, anyways, I hadn't really seen her anything to where like I went, holy shit, she is one of my favorites. I've always really liked her until Young Adult. Young Adult, she plays this woman that goes to her hometown to try to kind of get away from her life a little bit. And, you know, she kind of demonizes everyone. She thinks she's better than everyone. She's basically, what Brian said, a fucking bitch. You have met that person in your high school. I'll guarantee you if I ever go to my high school reunion in 2 years, I'm going to still see people that were like that in high school, 10 years later, and they're still the fucking same. Where they think they're better than everyone. They're fucking snooty little princesses that just, woo, I'm better than you type of shit. You're like, you're fucking 28, you idiot. But in this one, she goes home. She thinks she's better than everyone else, and everyone else has grown up and moved on. She has not. She is still her high school self. And like I said, it's very relatable because I've met many people like that. And she's got a really good growth throughout the movie. She's got a great arc. And like towards the end, it's like where Brian said, yeah, she's a bitch. But like at the very end, you feel sorry for her. You're just like, I wish you could just like change your ways and not be this way and whatnot. So that's all fine and dandy. This is the kicker, though. I never would have thought in a million years I would say this in my life. Charlize Theron and Patton Oswalt have great chemistry. It's weird, I know, but Patton Oswalt is in the hometown or whatever, and they meet up. They used to go to school together. She was the popular snooty bitch, and he was the kind of quiet nerd or whatever. I can relate to that very, very well. And they start to kind of like become friends and whatnot, and he's like the only friend she has in the hometown, and she fucks that up in the middle of the movie. And it's one of those things where you watch it and you go, I know someone like that, and it's kind of sad, but people just can't really grow out of their 18-year-old selves from high school. But she delivers it very, very well to where she was a bitch one minute and I feel sorry for her for the next minute, and it's like, that's some damn good acting right there. So not only that, it's a great movie, great writing, great directing. Jason Reitman, excluding Juno, because I think Juno is very good. Reitman has created like one of the best trilogies of modern time with Up in the Air, Thank You for Smoking, and Young Adult. All three of those are fantastic films. Are they any correlation with one another? No, but I call it a trilogy because there's like this three strongest films that he has. Up in the Air, George Clooney, centered on loneliness and just a guy that, is just kind of tired of doing what he wants to do and explore life a little bit more. Thank You for Smoking is like an interesting look on lobbyists that, lobby, tobacco companies and stuff and really kind of convince you that smoking is good and stuff. And then, of course, Young Adult is about a person that hasn't grown up yet, and it's just kind of sad to watch. And she just really does not have her life together and stuff. So all three of those strong movies. So Young Adult is my number one because I have not seen Monster. So that is my number one pick. So here is let me write it down because I forgot. Hold on. Give me 3 seconds. All right. So here's our list, guys. I recommend all of these, actually. Brian, what would you say? Because Monster is a heavy film. What would you say the gateway movie should be if no one has ever seen a Charlize Theron movie, God forbid?
I don't know. I feel like Mad Max would be so mixed to people. I don't know. That's the thing. This is the tough question.
I
guess Young Adult.
I would actually echo that. I think Young Adult would actually be the greatest gateway movie to Charlize Theron because it kind of shows you what she can do in terms of range. It's a smaller movie, and she's got chemistry with Patton Oswalt. What's not to love? So before we get into our honorable mentions and dishonorable mentions, what are some of your guys' favorite Charlize Theron movies or least favorite? Comment in the place below my face and let me know. So Honorable mentions. What are some of the ones that barely skate by? I don't have much. Hancock is a fun movie. I really like the Italian Job remake. I never saw the old one, but the remake's a fun movie. It's fun. It's not anything I would be like, oh my god, I need to see this right away. But like, it's fun, and I still remember it's one of the few lines I remember from my middle school, high school years of watching movies is when the truck disappears from the road and Edward Norton is flying in his helicopter over it. He's like, where the fuck is my truck? I remember that line in the theater. It still resonates to me to this day because everyone was like busting out laughing in the theater. So, yeah, Italian Job's a fun movie. Hancock's a fun movie. And I believe that is it. I haven't seen anything else, I don't think. So, Brian, what about you? What about some of the ones that just barely missed your list?
Devil's Advocate, Prometheus, and Italian Job. Those are my honorable mentions.
Yeah, those are solid picks. I haven't seen The Devil's Advocate either, but Al Pacino and Charlize Theron. Or no, wait, Keanu Reeves, right?
Yep.
What devil movie is Al Pacino in that got mixed up?
Al Pacino is in Devil's Advocate.
Okay, so he is in that. So I forgot who Keanu is the lead, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but Al Pacino is in it. Okay, I was not crazy, people. I do remember snippets from the movie and stuff, and yeah, I definitely want to check out that one for sure because that was one of the ones I wanted to watch as a youth because I was a pervy little teenage kid. And someone got fully nude in it, so I was just like, "Yeah, I really want to watch this." But as a film lover now, I would like to watch it just because it is one of those movies that was very prominent in the '90s, right? It came out in the '90s.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So yeah, I'll check it out. But yeah, those are some great picks. So I don't have any dishonorable mentions just because I've only seen like 9 movies from her. Well, actually, no, I take that back. Dishonorable mention. And it's only because I love you, Seth. It's A Million Ways to Die in the West. That is an awful movie. I love it.
Oh my god, I forgot about that one.
Yeah, exactly.
I forgot she was in that.
Exactly. So listen, Seth, are you listening? Seth, look me in the eyes. Look into my beautiful green, whatever the fuck color eyes I have. I love Ted, like a lot. A Million Days to Die in the West is atrocious. Ted 2 is fine. But A Million Ways to Die in the West shows me this. Seth, buddy, I love you. You should not act in your movies. That's not to say you can't get better. I think you're an incredible voice actor, for sure. But you should not be in your movie as you. It just does not work. You as the main character did not work for that movie. Charlize Theron, why was she there? Why was Liam Neeson there? Why did Neil Patrick Harris shit in a hat? I don't know. I don't know why the fuck I was there. It was not good. It was not funny, which is really weird for me to say because Ted and Family Guy have the same juvenile humor, but I love it. So it just might have been the delivery or just how lowbrow the jokes went and the situations at hand. I don't know why I didn't like it, but I can tell you it was not funny, and I did not laugh once in that theater, and it was really rough to sit through. So it's really funny. If you go on my YouTube page, my thumbnail for A Million Ways to Die in the West is the poster that they have to where like the tree's giving the middle finger. So I thought it was perfect. So yeah, that would be my dishonorable mention. Charlize Theron, why'd you do that one? I understand paychecks, but go do another one. So Brian, take it away.
I honestly forgot she was in that. I forgot about that one. I remember when I saw it, that was one of the first advanced screens I've ever gone to. And I remember, I don't know why, but like the crowd that I went to go see it with, they kind of forced all the laughter out of me. So then I thought it was funny. Then when I saw the following weekend, opening weekend, it came out the same week as Maleficent. Yuck. And I was like, what? And then I tried to watch it again when it came out on HBO, and I'm just like, and you could tell that she's wearing a wig because I think she filmed this right after she finished Fury Road. So you could clearly tell that hair is a wig. Maybe it wasn't, I don't know, but it looked a lot like a wig. Originally, my dishonorable mention was Winter's War. I saw that film. I got out of it an hour and a half ago. and it was really boring. Charlize Theron had no point of being in the film. She wasn't bad in it, but she had no point of being in the film. There was literally no purpose to her being in the film. Thankfully, she wasn't the worst thing about the film. Just to give you a quick brief review, because I have yet to film my actual review, the film gets like a D+, just boring as fuck. Jessica Chastain, I love you, but you're Chris Hemsworth, you're also Emily Blunt, you're horrible in it. I'm sorry. I would have to say that Eddie Redmayne is still worse, because Chase knows that I hate that particular performance. It's one of the worst performances I've ever seen in my life. Huntsman's my dishonorable mention, but my worst is 15 Minutes with I believe that's with Al Pacino. Horrible film. Just God, as an action film lover, that film is horrendous. It's horrible. It's bland. It's mediocre. It's useless. The end.
So, did you see The Huntsman: Winter's War because you had to do it for your show, or did you want to like just torture yourself?
I try to see at least one movie now every week. That was the only thing that came out this week.
No way.
Was I gonna go see that Tom Hanks movie? No.
You should have just skipped this week.
I'm committed. I'm a committed person.
It was really bad. All right, so while Brian was talking, I looked it up. I'm looking up 15 Minutes. I just want to read the plot synopsis for you guys, and I'll see if I want to see it for myself. Oh, yeah, that poster is bad. All right, so the plot synopsis. A homicide detective and a fire marshal must stop a pair of murderers who commit videotape crimes to become media darlings. That actually sounds pretty interesting. Wait a minute. This director looks really familiar. Hold on, guys. We're going to dive into the rabbit hole here. Okay, I don't recognize anything he's done. Okay, so, man, Robert De Niro, Al Pacino. Wait, where's Al Pacino at?
Oh, Al Pacino wasn't. Oh, what is? I always mix this up with that fucking other film. That 88 Minutes.
Oh,
damn it!
88 Minutes. Yeah, Robert De Niro's in this. Kelsey Grammer's in it. Wow. Oh. Vera Farmiga. What the crap? Wow. Okay, so I'll definitely stay away from this one. All right, thank you for that. So, yeah, that's our dishonorable mentions, guys. Pretty short episode this week, but that's not a problem. You know, get you guys out of here. Bing, bang, boom, get the fuck out of here. All right, so, Brian, what is next week's topic?
Next week, we're talking about romantic comedies because the movie Mother's Day comes out. That's the only wide release next week that I have no interest in seeing. It looks like Valentine's Day Part 7. And, we couldn't honor the other wide releases. Keanu, really nothing to honor that film for. Ratchet and Clank, nothing to honor for that film either. So, yeah, we're doing romantic comedies. I'm actually looking forward to this. I mean, Chase has considered himself a sap. He said that numerous times on camera. He did say that last time when we talked about Richard Linklater. So, I mean, I'm curious to know what his favorite rom-coms are. Because I prefer romantic dramas, although I've said numerous times I'm not the biggest romance film fan. But romantic comedies, most of them can be fun.
See, that's the thing is that some of my favorite romances of all time are like Eternal Sunshine or the Before trilogy or Her or Blue Valentine. Those are hardcore dramas. It is going to be interesting because I'm going to have to like relook on some romantic comedies and be like, oh, yeah, that one works or that one classifies romantic comedy. So I'm going to have to relook at my list and stuff and see what I'm going to have on there. But I'm looking around right now. Yeah, there's a couple. I might have to look up the rest of them, but there are a few I could put on there. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to top 5 romantic comedies. So with that being said, guys, thank you for tuning in for this awesome Charlize Theron episode of Top 5 Saturdays Live. Brian, where can the people find you online?
Twitter at BrianSutt98 and on YouTube at Brian Sutfield.
Awesome. And you can find me at Real Chase Lee on Twitter, YouTube, subscribe to that shit, Spreaker, all that stuff. You guys know what to do. I don't need to lecture yet. It's you fucking know. All right. So, yeah, next week, top 5 romantic comedies. I'm excited. So, with that being said, I'm Chase Lee.
I'm Brian Sutfield.
That's fucking right. And we'll see you guys next week for top 5 romantic comedies. See you guys later. I don't have the music up, so I'm just going to end this right now. Bye-bye.